Yeah. It's your boy Darcy,
It's your boy Danny P.
and welcome back to Walk With Me
Talk with me.
Podcast. All right. Today we got somebody special to both of us. I really don't want to take up her spotlight, so I want to let her tell her about herself.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Jonae E. I work in the mental health and the substance abuse field. So I deal with people that is on medicated assisted treatment. And I also work as a qualified mental health professional and deal with people with mental health issues within the community. So I guess I'm on here wanting to talk about mental health, substance abuse, and I guess how COVID-19 has kind of played a part in both of those topics. So, yes.
Glad to have you on. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah. This is something. This was a well needed episode for real, because us in the Black community, we really don't. We try to hide the mental health issues and all that stuff, and that since you that's your job field, man. We both gonna learn something today.
Oh, for sure. I would like to just start you off with like some starter questions, I suppose. So how'd you end up getting into this field?
Funny story. When my first semester in college, I actually wrote my first paper. I believe it was like on bipolar or like schizophrenia, but this was like when I was 18, so this didn't come into effect till like years later. But I think about it like now and I'm like, wow, I kind of was already thinking about that. Okay. So I had gotten to the criminal justice field. I was a deputy sheriff. I think I started in 2015 and I left in 2017.
Thank you for your service.
You're welcome. And I had started that because I wanted to show like people within our community that, there are Black people that care about other Black people. Like we want to help and show that we can do this job well and still look out for our people. But I had noticed that because I wanted to go to police and FBI, all that stuff. But I had noticed that I didn't want to continue to basically I wouldn't say I'm barking orders, but telling people what to do, just being in I just felt confined. It was really, a lot of things are political, but it just had too many politics within it. And I just I want to help people. I don't want to just be in this field and not make a difference. I felt like maybe with some people I could touch them in a way where they could be like, okay, maybe I should make a change, in me from to better my life, because there are a lot of people in the system obviously that have substance abuse and mental health issues. So I was just like, I really want to help these people, thinking more of the mental health aspect at that point. So I got out. Well, I went to school. I was in doing the job, and then I transitioned to the human services field, and that's when I started to do the mental health support services, working with clients within the community, helping them to develop coping skills, helping them with their activities of daily living, like cleaning, their hygiene, going to their appointments, medication compliance with their doctors. And then within that, I transitioned to substance abuse. And I still do the other thing part-time, but I wanted to kind of get into a different part. I wanted to see how substance abuse worked within the field, because we call it co-occurring disorders, because there are people that have both. So I just wanted to see how kind of that mixed in together.
Okay, cool. That's a pretty noble story. My goodness, you've been
Yeah, she's prepared for this.
Dotted your eyes and everything for this for a while.
You said roll my eyes.
No, he said you crossed your T's and dotted your I's. No. For a while now, and I can tell you're very fluent in this kind of this field.
I'm still learning, but I know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool. I just have the old regular just went through depression myself kind of thing. That's all I got, base level stuff, right? But
I dealt with depression.
Yeah, I've had depression in the past. I have a lot of friends with the only more so to the extreme limit of the deep end. Um, and it's not so much myself, but I've gotten close to that point. I never really reached that point, you know what I mean? So yeah, that kind of thing. And then I had the regular woe is me kind of thing, like, you know, breakup depression and stuff like that. I mean, because it varies in different situations and stuff like that, as I'm sure you would know.
Yeah.
Yeah. What you got done?
I was just saying, I had a question for you. Like, so why do you think it's so hard for Black people to admit that they got depression, or like that it's hard for us to open up like that, and then when we finally do, something like something major has happened, like you know.
I think personally, and I know that it's been said, I mean, it's, many people have talked about this, how within our community, we have been taught, and I think especially like for Black men, to kind of like, to not talk about it or take it to the more religious side of things, like, God will, fix your problems, or pray about it, go to church, this and this and that. And I'm just like, and I think that's coming more from like the older generation. I think we've made strides, but we still have a ways to go. Right. But I feel like Christianity or religion in general is not going to solve the mental health issues. Like, you need to tell that young Black boy or girl or adult, whoever it is, that it's okay to go seek therapy. It's okay to go see a psychiatrist. Maybe you do need medication, and that you shouldn't be ashamed of it, because I always feel, and I just feel like, I just try to be blunt. Like, somebody could say, oh, they could be saying things like, I don't know if I want to go on with life. Things are too hard. I've been really upset. And, they come to somebody that they think that they can trust or that can help them. And they're just like, they're crying out for help. They might not say directly, oh, I need help. Yeah. But when someone says, oh, honey, just go to church, you're not in church anyway, or just go pray and stuff like that, that can actually, in my opinion, it can tip somebody off to the edge. Like, they could be like really at the end of it all. Yeah. And to go, God forbid, cut their wrist, slit their throat, take a bunch of pills, and they could be like, I tried to reach out and nobody wanted to listen. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, we definitely, need to just be more open. There are many, resources out that can help. Just mental health in general. I think there needs to be more attention paid to Blacks, within the mental health, like, helping them with their mental health. And that's what I'm trying to look for now too, is like, what are other resources that can help us? There are a lot of therapists and a lot of psychiatrists that, they are Black, but do people know about,
right.
about them? Do they know the education piece? And I just feel like, just from our background, that can just be hard in itself to open up, about it, because they weren't kind of, I guess, allowed to, or like they didn't feel comfortable.
Yeah, I've as a Black male, I know that. I'll say it from the Black male standpoint. As a Black male, I know that it's not that. It's more of like a hush hush kind of thing.
Yeah.
For Black men to be like, okay, well, I mean, I got depression issues, but I don't want to tell nobody about it. And like, and I guess it's to society's standard, it's like, you shouldn't tell nobody about it from the out. I mean, like, from an ingenuous standpoint. It's more so like, well, you shouldn't tell nobody about it. You should just kind of like, you deal with it on your own time, kind of thing.
On your own.
You know what I'm saying? You hide your feelings. Don't really share your feelings with anybody else, because you don't want to seem weak or anything like that, or in that nature. So yeah, I can definitely see that. And it's just, and it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way. And I think till recent years, I've really been in a shell, that I was like, okay, well, I don't need to tell anybody about my situation or anything like that, because I have, again, society standard, I'm supposed to keep that to myself and everything like that. So yeah, I can definitely see where people can find a weak point in that kind of shadow.
So
want to say that sorry, Don. I'm going to say that.
No, go ahead.
I commend you for saying that you have experienced or you are experiencing depression, because that takes a lot, like you said. And I don't think, especially Black men or women,
Right.
we shouldn't feel ashamed to talk about it, or it's life. If somebody else of a different race can talk about their issues comfortably, why can't we?
Right.
So it's definitely okay. Like, there are people like, out there, if you want to talk to somebody, it's available. And I just think that more like Black men need to feel comfortable, like going and sitting down and talking with somebody, because it doesn't make you weak. It actually, and to me, it makes you stronger. Because
I believe so too.
Yeah, admitting that you have, an issue that you need to help get fixed or, worked on.
Right.
For me, it's like I had depression, like still kind of do, but like my ghetto, I didn't want to go to talk to nobody, but like my grandma, like, so like after she had passed, it's like I don't want to, cause some people, you talk to some people, they just there for a 9 to 5, they really don't care. But like when you sit down with like a grandma or somebody older, they gonna really tell you about yourself. So that, for me, it's like if I go to somebody and sit down for like 45 minutes to an hour, that's how usually like a therapist lasts. It's not like then you have to pay them. It's just basically like, you know what I'm saying, like one of them magic readings. It's like we're not achieving nothing. Like they just there for a paycheck. And and I'm pouring my heart out. You know what I'm saying? That's why I usually just hold my stuff in. And then I done talked to like a couple of my partners and all that, and they said the same exact thing. It's like, yo, like you gotta find somebody genuine to, like, you know what I'm saying, like somebody that actually care, like, and that's my whole thing. Like I like I said, I'm depressed. Like, you know what I'm saying, like I just lost my stepmom. You know what I'm saying, like, yo, so like. Right now, I'll be going through it, but you would never know because I'm still posting like the funny stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, right.
Like I don't like if I had lost my stepmom when my grandma was still alive, it would have been easier, Like, but now like all the leading late, cause when my grandma passed, I talked to my stepmom. Like, yeah, what I'm supposed to do now, like, and she listened, like, this what you got to do, because she was going through it. So
All right.
I don't know, like for Black people, Black men, like we supposed to have like a outlet to go to, like, and it's kind of hard to. So but you get all that anger built up, or all that, all that stuff. Just once it's out, it's out,
The emotion, you don't want to show too much emotion at all.
Exactly, because you show too much emotion, it's like, oh,
like,
he a pussy, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, excuse my language, like.
No,
like,
it's not language. It's just.
Yeah, it's not. That's not the case.
No.
Yeah.
It is okay. Like, y'all don't have to have this hard exterior. I think we're not talking about dating right now, but I think a woman, for me, when I see a man that can express himself, I mean, I don't want to see you just crying every single day, but I mean, if I see that you can express yourself with like tears, emotion, that is a really big thing, because I don't want to see somebody like their hard exterior. Like, you got problems like everybody else, and it's okay, And Dom, thank you for telling that you have depression issues. That's big as well for you. But I also feel that I think grief counseling would be good. I know you said you don't feel it as genuine from a professional, but sometimes when we I may talk to my friends, or you may talk to your friends, or whoever it is, but our friends should be there to help us and to listen to us. But it's always gonna be like, if you are having, you're feeling down, you're feeling depressed, you need to have a professional to kind of go in and kind of see what's going on from their standpoint.
All right, so can I ask you something? All right, you said talk to your friends, but what if your friend have both of their parents? You know what I'm saying? So, wait,
I was thinking that you was already talking to somebody, like a friend. Well, I mean, that's tough because they're not going to know how you feel.
yeah, exactly. Oh, well, I was just saying, like, I mean, I talk like right now. I'm just really talking to my sisters, like, you know, and I'm talking to my pops. So that's about it. But I was just saying for like, just in case, like, if such and such, Billy Bob or somebody, one of his parents just passed, and Jimmy over there still got both of his parents. It's like, Jimmy really can't say nothing to Billy, even though they've been like best friends for like mad long. And then like you said, and then like doing the professional stuff, some people don't got insurance. Some people are not, financially to, talk to somebody, like. So how you go about that? Like all those circumstances happen. Like what you supposed to do?
Well, there are some resources that are free for people that don't have insurance. I mean, if you have Medicaid, then your services will be free anyway. But there are like some organizations, I don't know them off the top of my head, but they are free for you to get like counseling, like grief counseling.
It's just something about that free. Like it just, I'm not like, to me it's just like, okay, whereas like everything to me, everything. I'm not gonna say it's money wise, but the world revolves around money. So like, say like, we do go to the counseling. Like I said, that's probably how much it costs. Like, wow, I want to say like $200 for an hour. Let's just say that.
Yeah, so I mean, it could be between, I'd say the lowest I've seen it be 65, 50 to 100.
Yeah, but man, it's just the point that you're a professional. I mean, of course you want to get paid for your craft, but it's just like, it's like, like some of these people, like some of these kids, especially these black um men and boys and whatnot, they really been through some stuff by the time they, like, you know what I'm saying, like 15, 16, you know what I'm saying, like, and you said you were a counselor, like you probably had to deal with like the jails and all that, and some of them they can't afford, like, even with the free one, how, like, all right, you said you get a free one, but it's on the other side of town. Your mom doesn't have a car, or your pops don't have a car. You don't got enough money for Uber. Like, it's just like something like this shouldn't be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it shouldn't. Like, you shouldn't put a price on talking to somebody. I mean, you should get paid for your craft, but
Go ahead. You go ahead. That's
Go
fine.
ahead.
I feel like it's a matter of how you perceive the counseling. For say somebody who just wants to vent to somebody, right? If they just want to vent to somebody, okay, they're gonna proceed to counseling like way easier than somebody who actually like wants to hear somebody talk back to them. I think then when it comes to the whole friend aspect, I think that when if somebody has like both their parents, of course they're not going to understand the person who lost their parent, but they're going to probably do their best job to advise that person with what knowledge that they do have. And as far as the person who lost a parent, like my situation. I mean, like I lost my dad in March, and yeah, that's okay. I lost in March, but it's like now I see, where you're coming from. Like when you were there for me when my dad had passed, it was like I don't even know how I'm going to get through this kind of thing, And I was like, yeah, Dawn can tell me something, but I don't know, what I'm saying. And now it's like, okay, well now Unfortunately, and now you're in that situation again. Now it's like, okay, well, I see and I feel the time and the space that you need to yourself, and then how much you be in your thoughts and stuff like that now. And it's like, as I guess it's a different way of coming across, but at the same time, like knowing people who in the past who lost parents or people who lost family members in general. I feel like there is some I have faith for people who do reach out to for counseling and stuff like that, because I mean, they're trying to make $1. I mean, that's the craft. Yeah, I mean, that's cool, but I don't think that it's like they've seen and heard so many stories by now, and it's like you got to see which ones have, which one you got to pick and choose which ones you trust. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And I just feel like Jonae would be a very good source, to trust also with that situation.
Yeah, I mean, I like
cancel y'all, but I can leave you some service. I don't got that credential yet.
I understand. Yeah.
Nah, I mean, sometimes I do talk to her. Like, we was talking about my whole stepmom situation and all that. So, so what I'm saying is, like, do you think like black boys that grew up without their father or something, in a single mom home, do they grow up more depressed because they seen their mom? Excuse me. They see their mom struggling and going through stuff, and then they just try to play like the Superman role too early.
So you're saying, do you feel that black men grow
Vodka,
up? They
the
grow up into black men more depressed when they don't have their dad in the household.
Yeah, like cause they see their mom going through I'm just basing it off of TV. I don't know how really it is. Like you see their mom working 2 to 3 jobs.
Mm-hmm. I'm listening. I'm just trying to type something in to see if I can.
Huh?
I'm listening. I'm just trying to type something in to see if I can find like a statistic or something in that.
Yeah. Let's see. Like they more. Are they triggered? Are they? I don't know how to say the word. Like
I kind of see what you're saying.
Immune to more depression because they don't have that father figure, and they just see their mom like, okay, the lights are out. She lit a candle. Now she's crying. Like, damn, how am I supposed to help moms now?
Let me do everything I can to help my people in them out, kind of thing. I see. Yeah.
Then you get all that, like you get depressed because it's not even like a sad depression. Like you get angry, like because when I see my pops, I'm just gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like just I want to kill that dude or something like that. Like that's how they thinking. Like,
well, is that the situation of the dad leaving them, or was that the situation of their dad never being there, or the situation of them losing their dad?
Like never being there, because your dad leave you. I mean, you still had that relationship. He's just not with the moms.
Oh, okay, like he just abandoned the family, kind of.
Yeah, like just like went to the grocery store, never came back.
One of them kind of stories. Yeah. I know that a homeboy, the dude Crump is on the game. Mm-hmm. He never had his dad around, and but he had his grandpa around, right? So he had like some kind of father figure. For the ones who do have a father figure around, I feel like they look up to that. They hold that father figure, the replacement father figure, up to that standard now. Because no one, and I know this guy for like what 7 years at this point now, and it's like seeing him go about his daily life. I mean, he live in the middle of St. Louis, where down there where Ferguson and all this stuff is at. You know what I mean? So it's just him, his mom, and his grandpa. You know what I'm saying? Like they're down bad and all this stuff, whatever. But it's like seeing him go about his daily life. I mean, he struggles with depression every day. I had to talk this guy out of shooting himself and everything. And it's just like, I mean, I don't necessarily know. Like it was because he's over there and I'm over here, but he'll call me at like 2 a.m. and he'll call me like, yo, Danny, like I got this stuff on my mind. Like, like my girlfriend did this to me. He used to get abused by his girl. He used to get abused by his like his older friends and stuff like that, whatever. But I think that when they don't have that father figure in the house, I think that he'll always have that rage for him. But
Exactly.
and he wants to do everything he can to help out his mom and everything. But at the same time, I think that he he still holds his grandpa to that standard. I mean, I don't necessarily know how to answer that particular question in general, but I know that he has another father figure to replace it at some point in his life. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, like from, I guess, a research standpoint, because I do see things about, in general, coming from a single parent family, that it can affect the mental health. I just don't know exactly, like, I guess with backing up information from like the Black community, but I can see how it could make a child, be more depressed or have mental health issues because you're missing a parent. It depends on how that parent left the house, like left the situation. I don't know if they were never there or if they died or.
Well, we were saying if they was never there, like.
Oh, if they was never there, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I mean, they could look at their other friends. It could be pressure from them, like you said, the mother saying
exactly.
like, I need help, like financially, and then like that kid has to grow up faster. I mean, I didn't grow without my dad, but I mean, I came from a divorced family. So, there were times when my dad wasn't there, like just sporadic times. And I still felt that. And it made me sad. Now, I don't know if I don't think I got into maybe like mental health issues, particularly from that.
Right.
But in general, I can just see how that could happen, because I just feel like the child, like in general, has to grow up quick, and that's not healthy. Like you have 18 years or 17 years technically to be a child, so it's like they should be in their place.
Right.
That's how I feel. And it's just too many expectations. Like I know sometimes the mom can't afford to do this, it can't afford to do that. You're missing, you may not have the nice clothes, you may not have enough food, and that in itself can cause mental health because people may tease you at school, so then you may get
Exactly.
you may feel like you have self-esteem issues that can go into depression. It can come from like anxiety, could probably start up because you get anxious. Maybe you don't have enough food on your table that night, or I mean, it just can be a lot. It definitely can be a lot.
So, do you think like with the whole single parent, like, you think the depression leads on to like the kids start hustling on the street, or start like gang banging to feel like that empty space, like what I'm saying, like that empty space that the father's supposed to be,
Well, yeah, sometimes they can. I mean, I think as we know, sometimes people can feel a void, and they use a negative thing to fill that void. And like I said, I think it also depends on like where they come from as well. Like, what is the socioeconomic like situation? Like, what is their status? Because I feel like if you come from maybe an impoverished part of, the state or wherever you're living versus someone like middle class or upper class. I mean, because every situation has single families, but I think the people who are living in impoverished areas, they have it worse off. Because it's like they have to work, like, help their mom to get the money. They go without, stuff because they don't have the resources that they need. If that makes sense.
Yeah. So what you're saying, like, basically, like, there'll be less people depressed from like Chesterfield than there would be like Richmond, like Jackson Ward or somewhere.
I mean, in a way, I mean, every area
Yeah,
it's got its upper class, middle class, lower class, like
Right.
section. I think maybe some areas are worse than others. But it doesn't, I mean, but then again, you could have a child that just is like, I mean, they could be all right for the most part. And then they see that their situation, they don't like it. They're like, I'm going to do better for myself. I'm going to help my family. I'm going to strive for more. but I feel like a lot of those kids, they have people that come within the community to kind of pull them out as well, and not everybody gets that. That's a whole different topic.
I've seen that a few times, like around like our living areas and stuff like that. I've seen people who are better off get dragged away from that. That kind of, like their surrounding lifestyle, because they're like, what's different? What's the other thing over there? Let me see what else about, and get curious or whatever. And then they get dragged in that kind of situation where it's like, it's in a lesser part of town, not necessarily like a lesser part of town, but like a lesser, it's more frowned upon what kind of lifestyle that their friend introduced them to or what have you. You're saying kind of like, Dawn, you're saying like, would somebody without a father figure kind of want to be more so in the gangbanging kind of aspect? Or
just to like, what I was saying is like, are they prone to being more of like, trying to be in the gang because you got your OGs.
I'm about to say like a product of the environment kind of thing.
Yeah, like you got your OGs and they just spitting all that, like, and then the OG probably cool with the mom. And
OG is cool with
the OG cool with the mom, helping the mom out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And another thing is, do you think the depression from like, I'm just basing this. First of all, I'm just basing this off a black boy like myself, like, cause when I get depressed, like I usually like to smoke marijuana or something, or drink. Do you really think that leads into like abuse, like drug abuse, alcohol abuse?
Well, they say that marijuana can be like the gateway drug, so it can lead into using other substances. I know from like with my substance abuse side, like for instance, we have a lot of patients that use marijuana, and this is just in general. I'm not talking about just like black men using it, but we don't frown upon it because we would rather see them do that than see them doing heroin, taking illicit benzos, amphetamines, other opioid. We would rather see them do that. But then again, a lot of people like these days, marijuana is cut with a lot of different things. A lot come back with fentanyl. So it's like, I always tell patients, like, please be careful with fentanyl. 1 milligram fentanyl can just take you out, just like that. So I always know your dealer.
Wow.
This is in general, but that's how I talk to them.
Know
where you're getting your stuff from. So I don't frown upon marijuana. I think it should. I know we have legalized it because you only get like a fine for like, what is it, an ounce if it's over an ounce.
Yeah, and over an
it's $25. $25, $25 to $50.
Yeah,
so
0.3 of an ounce.
It needs to be like legal because we have too many people in the jails, and it's like frivolous, like just tax dollars are wasted just with people just sitting there when they could be in society voting and doing what they need to do. And a lot of them are blacks, but yeah, that's my standpoint, at least from marijuana. Just be careful. Yeah.
I have allegedly heard that some people would some physicians have told somebody that it's better for them to just do the marijuana route versus actually just going out there and doing that. Out there and trying the other things or whatever, like like heroin or what have you. But because it's safer, it's a safer thing to do. And it's because it's like, if nothing else helps you, just go for that, and just do what you got to do. And that's from that standpoint, allegedly. But
I don't know anything about. I just go from the clinical aspect. But if it's like talking about like the medical side, that'd be like a doctor thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can see them saying that because we work with the medical
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I get that.
So, this is my last question. You in the medical field? What
No, I'm not
what
in the
race?
medical field, Don.
Well, not the medical.
Yeah, I am.
You're in the
not,
medical field.
I'm gonna be a pharmacist. I'm studying to be a pharmacist. Yeah.
Oh, yay! That's good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, excuse me.
My bad.
Oh,
You know that. Mm-hmm.
excuse y'all. Yeah. But like, what race do you see more of with the mental health?
What risk?
What race?
Oh, what race?
What?
It depends. Since I've been in the field, this part of the field, I think since November of 2018, I've seen a lot of Caucasians come in to seek help, but towards like, I'd say since like the pandemic, when I switched clinics, so one clinic I was working at, I started to see a lot of Black men come in, and I had told my coworker, I was like, have you noticed that we've had a lot of Black men intakes? I said, I think that's great because they realize that they need the help and they're coming to seek it, which is a huge step.
True.
So I have
True.
noticed an increase in that, and I don't know the numbers, the statistics all behind that, but just from what I've seen and done. But I will say that it still looks like it's mostly Caucasians. Now, I think it also depends on where they're getting the treatment because I've only worked at one in Glen Allen and one in Chesterfield. Now, there are some in like Petersburg. There are some, I think there's one, maybe one in like Colonial Heights, Hopewell.
Mental health clinics?
The substance, the methadone clinic. Mm-hmm.
Okay, got you.
Yeah, so and Richmond too. Now, I did take a client there for her Suboxone, which is a medication that you also take to not use drugs as well. I saw her go to one in Richmond, and it was a lot of Blacks there. So I think it also depends on where the clinic is. But I think overall, it is going to be that like white, demographic because. I mean, also think about it. They do make up most of the population as well.
I was about to say that same thing. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I can see that. Yeah.
But,
we definitely gonna have a part 2 and maybe a part 3.
Yes,
I got.
This is good. This is good.
Yeah, I love this one.
Oh, dang, we already, bro. Already 45 minutes? Bro,
Yeah,
38 minutes into it. Oh, my goodness. Wow.
Hey, look, man, I told Joanne, man, once we get rolling, bro. Jonae, once I told Jonae, the beautiful Jonae,
don't speak.
The chocolate princess, the chocolate queen, excuse my French.
Uh-huh.
I told her, like, beforehand, I said, once we get rolling, bro, the joint get fun. It then time to go by.
Yeah.
I could talk for a whole hour.
Yeah. Easily.
I can
easily. Too. Yeah. I told them before we recorded, when y'all were getting situated, I was like, bro, I could talk about this stuff for hours, bro.
Yeah.
You're like in pharmacy too, so you know about like the drug classes.
Yeah. I know a little bit. I know a little bit about it. I'm not at VCU yet, but I'm a couple credits away from transferring to VCU. Yeah.
Okay, so
he gonna be.
Yeah.
He gonna be at VCU next year, man.
Next year.
We speak stuff into existence, man.
Yep. I think I'm like 14 credits away. So.
Wow.
Yep.
Amazing.
Yep. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, for the Black King. All right.
Know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have any closing statements? I mean, you said last question already. I forgot about the time.
I was looking.
I didn't even see the time. Yeah, you're right. Go ahead.
This is my last question for Jonae.
Go ahead.
Are you team Xbox or are you team PlayStation?
Look at him. Look at this guy.
Considering I have not played video games in a very long time, I think I played at both. My brother used to have both. But I would say Maybe Xbox. I think I played Xbox.
Oh man!
She come back on the show. She come back on.
Hey, that's y'all's favorite?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jonae, I'm about to sing to you, yo. You know, I'm about to sing.
Don't put this on that part, y'all.
No, bro. I'm gonna cut this part out.
Yeah.
You Team Xbox, so all right, you back on the show most definitely, yo.
Yeah. All right, and so yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and conclude it with that. Thank you again, Jonae, for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Did you want to plug yourself with anything? You want to plug like a social media handle or something like that, or anything at all?
Well, yeah, I mean, people can follow me on what's my personal account at Nene underscore. Oh my God.
I'm keeping that in.
Oh, no, keep that in. Underscore Nene underscore acts it out. That's my personal. And
gotcha.
Yeah.
That's okay. Yeah, that's good enough. I mean, that's all. You don't have to put no more than that. Dawn, you wanna throw yours out again? Whoa. Come on, bro. What happened to your voice? You do this every episode, bro, with that Android. That's what do it every time, bro. Huh? You sound like you like one of them airplane pilots. Hey everybody, you're gonna check Dawn out at Kevin Darrant on Instagram, Kevin Darrant on Snapchat, Don Casanova on Facebook. I know you're signed up by now. You can check me out at dot prince, so dot prince on Instagram, Twitter, YEAA ACER. So yeah, Acer on Twitter. And thank you everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning into the episode. Thank you for the reviews on the last episode and everything else. Keep running the numbers up. And that's all we got. Walk with me, talk with me. We out. Bro, I don't even know what you're saying, bro. Y'all hear him still? Look. I'm keeping this part in.
You have iPhone, Danny?
Huh?
You have iPhone?
I'm on iPhone. This is my webcam right now.
But you have an iPhone as a phone?
Yeah, I got an iPhone right here.
Yeah, see, Don needs to kind of...
Look at him, bro. Hold on, let me end it.